same sweet song again. Well, you know why. Anyone who sings a tune so sweet is passing by. Laugh in the sunshine, sing, cry in the dark, fly through the night. Don't cry now. Don't you cry. Don't you cry anymore. La 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 la. Sleep in the stars. Don't you cry. Dry your eyes on the wind. La 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 la. All I know is something like a bird within her sang. All I know, she sang a little while and then flew on. Tell me all that you know, I'll show you snow and rain.
Welcome to another American River College athletics broadcast. Coming to you live from beautiful campus of American River College in Sacramento, California. Today's game is sponsored by United Rentals, Ace Body and Towing, the Lincoln Potters Baseball Club, Grateful Bread, Super Taco, and Taylor Builders. To get you ready for today's matchup, let's send it up to the booth.
As the last strains of the Star Spangled Banner reign over our crowd out here at Beaver Field, I say welcome. That's welcome out here to American River College baseball on the campus of American River College in lovely Sacramento, California. My name is Mark the Phantom Lowe. I'm here with Riley the Engineer to bring you the third game of a three-game series between the American River College Beavers and the Diablo Valley College Vikings. The Beavers have taken the first two games of this series. They won on Tuesday. That was a 7-4 win, and they won yesterday. And they scored 3 runs in the final 2 innings to take that one 4-1 in a great pitcher's duel on both sides. The Beavers now poised to get a sweep, and I was informed before the game it would be the first sweep for the Beavers in conference since way back in 2019, so a lot riding on this one today. It'll be Dylan Westbrook, the Oak Ridge freshman, on the mound for the Beavers. He's 1-0, 11 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts and 6 walks. He also has 2 saves and an ERA of 8.46. And he will be taking on a Diablo Valley College Viking batting order, which will start with Zach Ragland, who's been good in both games of the series. Van Blaricom gets the start in left field. Goldenberg and McLennan. Ruska batting fifth. He has the team lead with RBIs, 14. Luis Sanchez is the catcher. Solaris, Scott, and Meadows rounds it out. Hudson Pergermit is the pitcher, the right-hander, the sophomore. He is the pitcher for the Vikings today. We'll talk about him when the Beavers come up to bat. But the first 3 hitters for the Vikings, Zach Ragland, Jake Van Blaricom, and Zach Goldenberg against Westbrook. We have the usual crowd in here. We have obviously mentioned Riley, the extraordinary engineer. J-Dog is on the scoreboard. Matt Pearson is on the PA. The great Joel Shapiro is here again from Diablo Valley College. And our guy, I think I've dubbed him 7-Eleven, is working the track man down there at the end. He's got chips. He's got chicken nuggets. He's got sunflower seeds, pistachios, some sort of Arizona iced tea, everything you'd find in a 7-Eleven. So that is what he will be called from now on. And that is our group here ready for this one. As it's a kind of an overcast day, it can't decide what it wants to be. It wants to be sunny. It wants to be cloudy. We do have a decent crowd out here considering the circumstances, considering the weather. It is a Friday, and we have a good crowd out here. Some people up from Diablo Valley. We also have our first canine, and I said it looks like Lassie, and Riley said, who is that? And that's how we're going to start it. Last time it was Ringo Starr. You didn't know. This time it's Lassie. Although Lassie is kind of generational. I got to give you that. Not a lot of people talking about Lassie these days. Zach Ragland will start us off. We are ready to go here from the Beaver Stadium. I'll call it Beaver Field. Beaver Stadium's a football field. Zach out of California High School down in San Ramon. 3:44 on the season. He takes the first pitch inside, and we are off and running. 5 for 9 in this series with a couple of runs batted in for Ragland. 15 runs batted in with a home run on the season for the center fielder. Right-handed hitter settles in against Dylan Westbrook. Westbrook's fastball is in there for a call, strike 1-1. The coaches meeting or managers meeting at the home plate with the umpires today took 4 minutes. I had guessed 3, so I was a loser, and that's popped out. 7-Eleven guessed 5. Matt Pearson guessed 6. That's 6 minutes for the third game of a series. His contention is the third game is always a longer meeting than the first game because they have to talk about what happened in the first 2. He's wrong. I'm going to say it that way. He is wrong. 1-2 pitch on the way. Down low for a ball. Grant Fletcher behind the plate for the Beavers here in game number 3. We'll get the rest of their defensive alignment after Ragland's at bat here as the crowd continues to file in. There's a chopper down the third base line, but it's foul. And it'll go 2 balls and 2 strikes again. Make that 1 ball and 2 strikes according to Riley. And he always likes to put 2 and 2 up there so he can do his Richard Nixon. And I can do my Ringo Starr, and he can say, who's Ringo Starr? It never ends with that guy. It never ends with him. 1-2 pitch is top foul again down the third base line. A nice sliding stop down there by Bryce Sabatke to no avail. Jake Van Blaricom is the left fielder. He is in the on-deck circle out of Reno, Nevada. There's a chopper down, and guess what? The third base line, and it is foul. And we'll do it again. Westbrook and Raglan engaged in a feud here as we start this one off. Third of the 3-game series, as we mentioned. Beavers next in action. Next week, our foe is the Santa Rosa Junior College Bear Cubs. Breaking balls foul. This time, a little bit of variety back to the screen. Santa Rosa will be the home team on Tuesday and Friday. Beavers are back home here on Thursday, the 27th, at 2 p.m. first pitch. We will be here with all of our buddies up here, even probably 7-Eleven, to bring it to you. Hopefully J-Dog won't have to go to some garden kind of event. That is in the dirt. You know, one of her field trips that she's going to the UC Davis traditional. Okay, she's explaining to Matt now where she's going on her geology camping trip or something. I don't know what it is. Full count. Sails high and outside, ball 4. So Raglan wins the at-bat. He is at first base with nobody out. And Jake Van Blaricom will be the hitter, the left fielder, as we said, out of Reno, Nevada, De Monte Ranch High School. 265 on the season. Just a single appearance in this series so far. He was a pinch hitter back in game number 1. He is 0 for 1 and no home runs. 4 runs batted in. Left-hand hitter. And he shows bunt. Goes after it on the inside fastball, and it's a strike. That was out of the strike zone. Third base is Bryce Sabaki. Shortstop Ramon Esparza. Second base is Jaden Reynolds. Lance Sabaki at first. Jonas Diaz in right. David Henry's out in center field, and Ryland Pope in left. Grant Fletcher behind the plate for the Beavers, who are 11-13 on the year and 4-5 in conference play. Van Blaricom shows the bunt again. Bunts it, pops it up, almost back to us. Goes to the left side, and Riley does that too late try for it when he has no chance at it that Matt Pearson has patented. And now J-Dog's trying to do, I don't know. J-Dog, leave that to Matt. Leave the futile attempts to Matt, okay? You don't look comfortable doing it, okay? Throw over to first base, and back is Raglan. 0-2 on Blaricom. Zach Goldenberg is the DH today. He is on deck. Good lead by Raglan at first base. That's a fastball, just misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitching has been the strong point for the Beavers in the first 2 games. It was Ethan Palumbo, Aiden Liu, and Jackson Nichols in game 1. And then yesterday, Eli Campbell with a very strong outing, and Caden Clive comes on to pick up the win. That's hit sharply right at the first baseman. He'll step on the bag, a double play. Right there was Lance Sabaki, made the play. Not much else he could have done. If he didn't make the play, his chest would have stopped the ball, and that would have been painful. Zach Goldenberg, the hitter. The DH has a home run and 12 runs batted in. Comes out of Monte Vista High School, another sophomore for the Vikings. Marcus McClennan is on deck, swinging a miss at Westbrook's fastball. 0-1 on Zach Goldenberg. 0 for 4 in the series so far. He's 0 for 3 in game 1. Just 1 appearance at the plate yesterday in the 4-1 win for the Beavers. It's that one high up in the air towards center field, slicing away from David Henry, but Henry has a beat on it, makes the running catch, and that's the end of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Vikings nothing. Beavers coming to bat.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Bottom of inning number 1. Beavers coming up to battle will send Dylan Westbrook, Bryce Sabaki, and Jaden Reynolds the first 3 hitters. You can see Lance Sabaki moves up into the number 4 spot today. Pope is hitting 5th. Morona Esparza comes up and hitting 6th. Jonas Diaz has been on fire lately. He's hitting 7th, and Henry and Grant Fletcher rounds it out. Against the right-hander Hudson Pergament, who is a sophomore out of Capilano High School in Moraga, California. Moraga, California, also the home of St. Mary's College, which it's got bad memories for me. My son got admitted to St. Mary's, accepted at St. Mary's, and we went down there and toured the campus. It was beautiful, and then they showed us how much it costs. I said, no, I don't want to buy St. Mary's. We're just going to send him here for, and they said, no, that's how much. I said, he's going to go somewhere else. All due respect. We would have loved to have been here. It's a fantastic place. But unfortunately, I'd have to get a second job. Probably my wife would have to get a second job. She'd have to get a second husband in order to get another. So it would have taken a lot, is what I'm saying, in order to do that. But he went to a different place, which was fine, and everybody was fine, and I'm sure St. Mary's is fine. Although the last I looked, they were behind today in the March Madness. Westbrook chops one slowly out toward pitcher, gets it. Nice play by Pergament. He's going to go to first and get the tag and get the sliding Westbrook at first base by a half a step. Good play by Hudson Pergament to retire Dylan Westbrook. One out here in the bottom of inning number 1, and Bryce Sapotky will be the hitter. Bryce over at third base for the Beavers. Really, you don't want to see your pitcher just take a headfirst dive into first base, the first batter of the bottom of the first, but, that's what you have when you have a pitcher in the batting order and leading off. That one just barely misses as Riley sneezes. He just I just distracted. Pergament on the mound behind the plate today, Luis Sanchez for the Vikings. We'll get the rest of them right after this pitch. And it is down the middle for a strike. Ruska is at first, Meadows at second, Elijah Scott at shortstop, Lorenzo Solares at third base, Ben Blaricom in left, Ragland in center, and Marcus McLennan over in right. For Diablo Valley College, they come in. Another strike at 10-16 on the year, 3-8 in Big 8 conference play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You okay, Riley? Okay, Riley's fine. Don't worry about Riley. That's outside. Goes all the way back to the screen. I was a little bit worried that you didn't know who Lassie was, but then when I think about it, I don't think Lassie's been actually a conversation, I would say a bone of conversation since 1964 or something, so I can probably understand that. Ringo Starr, I have a little more trouble that you didn't know who that was. Maybe that's a generational thing. 2-2 pitch, he reaches and pops it out down the right field line out of play. I bet if we turned that area over to J-Dog, she could design a nice garden and stuff. Of course, it would probably get foul balls in it and stuff. So can't do that. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pergament with the pitch. Breaking ball sliced foul down the right field line into the bullpen area. And we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jaden Reynolds on deck for the Beavers. Sabaki, a freshman out of River City, 269 on the year with 16 runs batted in for Bryce. Tremendous addition to the American River College program. Takes inside fastball, calls strike 3. I think it's safe to say that he did not agree with that assessment, but unfortunately, the authority figure is going to probably keep on with his judgment. He's not going to change. Here comes Jaden Reynolds. Taking the walk up to the plate, the sophomore out of Bella Vista, hitting at .297. 1 home run, 19 runs batted in. He is 4 for 9 with 3 runs scored in this series. Batting in the 3 spot, playing second base for the Beavers. Fastball is high from Pergament. Hudson is 2-2 on the year, 4.38 ERA, 39 innings pitched. Reynolds takes outside for a ball, off-speed pitch. 2 balls, no strikes on Jaden. Lance Sabaki is batting in the cleanup spot today, so he is waiting in the on-deck circle. If Jaden can get something started here with 2 outs in the bottom of inning number 1. A little bit of a breeze out there, not much. That fastball misses high, 3-0. Pergament has a little bit of heat on that fastball. 6'1" and 230 pounds for Hudson. 3-0 pitch is right down the middle. 3-1. Crowd filling in here on a Friday afternoon. Check swing, and it's fouled off, so it goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gummit was down 3-0. Now he comes up and gets back into the count at 3-2. Outfield straight away for Jaden Reynolds. Lined into center field. That is going to stay up out there for Ragland to make the catch. Reynolds hit it well, but right at Ragland in center field. So we go to the second inning. No score.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Pass swung on and missed. He got him on strikes at 86, the off-speeder. Bruno strikes out the side. Potters get the win 8-5. He's going to look that way. Now he's going to duck down the middle. He's got a guy wide open at the 18 kid. That's Robert Freeman. And Robert's trying to make a couple of moves. He comes back to the 15, comes down to the 10. He gets a block to the 5. Top of inning number 2. Nothing on the scoreboard. Marcus McClennan's the first hitter. The right fielder out of College Park High School down in Pleasant Hill. He takes a fastball inside, pops out of the glove of Grant Fletcher. Marcus is 1 for 8 in the series, 214 on the season with 7 runs batted in. He'll be followed by Joey Ruska and Luis Sanchez, 4, 5, and 6. For the Vikings, who had a base runner on a base on balls in the first, erased by double plays. A hard shot grounder scooped up at third by Bryce Sabaki across the diamond for the Webb gem. Great play by Sabaki going to his left and flagging that one down as it was headed for left field. 1 out, and Joey Rusko will be the hitter. First baseman batting .321, 1 for 3 in the series. He played on Tuesday, did not play in yesterday's game. Out of Los Lomas High School down in Walnut Creek, and again popping out of the glove of Grant Fletcher. It's in the title, catcher. If you're the catcher, you have to catch it, right? Okay. J-Dog says, yeah. But J-Dog also says that her kids listen to her when she tells them what's healthy and unhealthy in food. And she says they say, thank you for telling me. There's a strike. So I know that she's either living in fantasy land or I need to take her home to talk to my kids because they have no clue. You could tell them what's in there. They don't care. Sharp grounder, big hop. Going to have to be short hop by Esparza. Makes the play over to first for the out. The big hop and then the short hop by Ramon Esparza at shortstop. 2 outs here in the second, and Luis Sanchez will be the hitter. The catcher hitting 167 at an RBI, a sacrifice fly here on Tuesday. Out of Alameda, California, he'll take a ball 1-0. Wearing number 27. The Vikings with the dark jerseys, gray pants. They got the green going through there, like the hints of green. It's a good color scheme. Sharp grounder, but that's foul down the third base line. Evens the count up at 1-1. Beavers with the red jerseys and the white pants. And the multicolored striped socks, which I like. And you can see them, which I like, the way they wear them. These days, these kids today playing, you can't ever see the socks. Stirrups, I guess. 1-1 pitch. Fouled out of play, 1-2. So Beavers are back in action next Tuesday in Santa Rosa. Our next televised event will be next Tuesday when we're over at the softball field, Becky Russ Field. Breaking ball, call strike 3, and Westbrook's out of the second inning. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Beavers nothing, Vikings nothing.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise so you can have peace of mind. Contact us to schedule your service today.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance,
Bottom of inning number 2 from Beaver Field, Mark the Phantom Low, along with Riley the engineer extraordinaire. No score on the board as of now. Hudson Pergummett going to come out for his second inning of work. He'll face Lance Sabatke, Ryland Pope, and Ramona Sparsa for the Beavers, who are trying to pull off a sweep in conference for the first time since 2019, so it's a pretty big deal for Coach Doug Jumale. Assistant coaches Todd Conroy, Chris Garcia, Marcus Garcia, and Michael Wilson. Dennis Luquette is the head man at Diablo Valley. Bill Piona, Joey Baronis, and Tony Dress helping him out inside for a ball to Lance Sabaki. 255 with a home run and a dozen runs batted in for the freshman. 2 for 9 in this series. He had a couple of runs batted in on Tuesday. Hits it sharply right at his own dugout like he had a grudge against somebody. Fortunately, hits the screen and bounces out into the field of play. Elijah Scott will run it down in short left field. It was hit hard enough that Doug Jumale actually moved from the third base coaching box. It's hit out to right center field. Coming on is McLennan. He'll make the catch as it holds up a little bit for the first out. And that'll bring up Ryland Pope, the left fielder, 314 out of McClatchy High School. He has 9 runs batted in. Ryland, a freshman. Hitting from the left side against Pergummett. He gets one quick out here in the second inning. Pope takes a strike. Hits that one down the third baseline, kind of cued it over toward the dugout. Not as hard as the last one that Sabaki hit, so nobody's flinching over there. Even Coach Jumale. He's going to actually move out of the coach's box and pick it up. Man, that guy is industrious today. Look out, that's inside for a ball. Fortunately, he heard me and moved out of the way, so it's 1-2. Ramona Sparza on deck. That's fouled over by Ramona Sparza, and he'll run it down. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ryland Pope. 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 2. One-two pitch sails outside. 2-2. Luis Sanchez behind the plate for Diablo Valley. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pope fouls it back over the screen. So the next time we'll be on the air will be next Tuesday, and that will be softball from Becky Russ Field. Beavers take on Modesto. Breaking ball, call strike 3. Good-looking pitch from Grumman there to get his second strikeout. Both of them looking of the game, and that'll bring up Ramon Esparza. 184 for Esparza, 3 runs batted in. He is 3 for 8 in this series. He had 2 hits on Tuesday and a hit yesterday. That hits him in the rear area, the derriere, and he'll go down to first base in a very painful manner. First base runner for the Beavers, and it kind of stung, and it'll bring up the right fielder, Jonas Diaz. Jonas got the average back up to 293, the sophomore out of Folsom. 4 for 8 in this series, 2 hits in both Game 1 and Game 2. Has a home run and 7 runs batted in. Throw over to first base is not nearly in time. Joey Ruska with his very unique method of covering the bag for pickoff, in which he's on the field of play and just swipes back with his glove. Diaz showing the bunt, which would be an interesting strategy, and he takes a call strike. 0-1. David Henry, the center fielder, he bats in the number 8 spot. He's on deck as Esparza leads from first base. 0-1 coming up to Diaz. That's slider is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch. Waved at that one, 1-2. Two outs, Esparza at first base. Breaking ball just a little bit too high. Bergament and many of his teammates thought they had call strike 3. A little bit elevated there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Riley's delight. That's chopped in the hole. Scott has it. He'll go the short way over to second for the force, and that's the end of the inning. We're going to go to inning number 3. Vikings nothing, Beavers nothing.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Pass flung on and missed. He got him on strikes at 86, the off-speeder. Bruno strikes out the side. Potters get the win 8-5. He's going to look that way now. Top of inning number 3. Just talking to J-Dog about her weekend plans. She's going to some crazy, I don't even know, some crazy farmer's market where they grow their own soil or something. I kind of checked out after the first couple sentences, but it sounds like fun. Lorenzo Solares will be the first hitter. He's followed by Elijah Scott and Nicholas Meadows, 7, 8, and 9 for the Vikings here in the top of inning number 3 against Dylan Westbrook, whose fastball is just a little inside. He falls behind 2-0 on the count. Solaris 292 on the year, 3 for 6 in this series. And he's hit by a pitch somewhere on the left leg, and he'll go down to first base. Second base runner for the Vikings, and it brings up Elijah Scott, the shortstop, at 282, 1 for 4 in this series with a couple of base on balls. He has a half dozen runs batted in on the season. He's going to show bunt, and he's going to bunt it down the first base line beautifully. Westbrook picks it up. He'll get him at first base, but a perfect sacrifice by Elijah Scott. Solaris goes down to second. And it brings up Nicholas Meadows, the second baseman. Nicholas at 212 on the year out of Vacaville Christian, which I'm assuming is located in Vacaville, because that's the kind of detective work I do. 212 on the year for Meadows, and he chops that one out to right field. Diaz is coming on, and he can see it. He's going to make the throw to third to try to get the runner. He's got a chance, but I think he is safe at third base. Solaris had to hold up as Jonas did a nice job of decoying that one, and his throw to third was just a little bit offline. It's a single for Meadows. First hit of the game for the Vikings, first hit of the game for anybody. And it brings up Zach Ragland, the top of the order, who's 5 for 9 in this series and has a base on balls already today. Meadows at first base, taking the lead. And is in the dirt, blocked by Fletcher. So Vikings threatening here with a hit batter, a sacrifice, and a single. Westbrook, Ragland puts it in front of Jonas again. Jonas Diaz with a beautiful catch, and not tagging at third base is the runner Solaris, and Diaz with a great catch on that one. I think he moved in a little closer because of the one that dropped in front of him before, but he made a beautiful sliding catch on that one and came up throwing right away. No time for Solaris to tag and score, and that makes it 2 outs, and Jacob Van Blaricom will be the hitter. The left fielder lined to first base his last time up, and it turned into a double play as Ragland was doubled off. As Sabaki got the line drive a step off the bag. So Jake at 265 is up here. Still runners at first and third, but now 2 outs. See if Meadows is going from first base. That one's popped up, and it'll get out of play. Riley does the fake try for it. Matt Pearson is listening to, do the Eagles play today? Because he's listening to his phone. Are they in the March Madness too? Or is it Villanova, some Philadelphia school, LaSalle? Something like that. That's shot into right center field. That's going to be a base hit. Gets by Diaz in right field. It goes all the way to the fence. Coming around first. From first is Meadows. He will score. And into third is Van Blaricom with a 2-run triple, and the Vikings draw first blood. They lead this one 2-0. Brings Van Blaricom's total up to 6 runs batted in as Meadows goes all the way from first base on that one. A hard hit ball right in right center field. Diaz tried to flag it down with the backhand under the glove and goes all the way to the wall. And that brings up Zach Goldenberg, who flied to center field his first time up. So the Vikings with 2 runs and 2 hits here in the inning. Fastball is outside to Goldenberg, who's 0 for 1 and 0 for 5 in the series. Runner down at third base, 2 outs here in inning number 3. The breaking ball stays high. 2-0. Marcus McLennan on deck for the Vikings. Trying to get their first win in this 3-game series. Swing and a miss. The fastball got by him. 2-1. Game 1 was Tuesday. Beavers won that one 7-4. Game 2 yesterday down in Pleasant Hill. And The Beavers scored once in the 8th and twice in the 9th to take a 4-1 win. Eli Campbell and Caden Clive combining on a tremendous pitching performance for ARC. 2-1 pitch, popped up right side, that'll get out of play. Goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. I've noticed that since you've been doing the Nixon, Riley, but every 2 balls and 2 strikes is a very popular count. It happens a lot. Breaking ball is fouled off. Whether it's Nixon, I am not a crook, or whether it's Ringo with peace and love. I mean, 2 and 2s. Some guy told me I will have to try this, test this out when the need arises. But I was told that on 3 and 2, there's always a foul ball first. After 3 and 2, we'll see if that works out. That's a chopper foul. I says, yeah, when you full count 3 and 2, a foul ball is the next most logical outcome. And I kind of noticed that over the years. He's kind of right. He was a guy in management, though, so I never trusted him. Because who knew why he was saying that? You know, who knew what his ulterior motive was? Swing and a miss, got him on strikes, but not before the Vikings come up with 2. In the top of the 3rd, we go to the bottom of inning number 3. Beavers trailing at 2-0. Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares?
You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
just tweet it out and then don't really
run away.
Yeah.
I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I didn't want me.
Yeah,
to
I don't know.
That
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that.
Generally,
fine.
Again, you're a very bright guy.
Yeah.
You see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
Bottom of inning number 3, it's a 2-0 count for the Vikings. Hudson Pergument come out for his 3rd inning of work. He has 2 strikeouts, has not given up a hit yet. He has hit a batter. David Henry will start us off, then Grant Fletcher in the top of the order, Dylan Westbrook. Henry takes a fastball inside, 1-0. Pergument 2-2 with a 4.38 ERA, 39 innings pitched entering today's action. Henry takes a strike, 1-1. David at 154 has not played in this series. Came on defensive. Hits that one sharply, but fouled down the third base line. And Doug Schumele, what a play. One-hander. He's feeling it down there today. David came in as a defensive replacement yesterday. His first start of the series. He has 3 runs batted in on the year. Watches that one go outside with the slider, 2-2. I know, Riley, I know. I tell you, everybody goes 2-2 these days, just so they can do the Nixon or the Ringo. Chopper foul over by the dugout area, so we'll go 2-2 again. Henry followed by Grant Fletcher, the number 9 hitter, then Dylan Westbrook. 8-9-1 for the Beavers, who trail at 2-0. Inside fastball. Did it hit him? Yes, it did. And Henry goes down to first base. That one was, if you're going to get hit, that's the way to get hit. Just have it ruffle your uniform or something, your jersey. But it was obvious because the umpire signaled it right away, and Henry went right away. Here's Grant Fletcher out of Yuba City, California. 270 on the year for Grant. 0 for 4 in this series. He has a pair of runs batted in on the year. He's up here, throw back to first base, and since he was off by maybe 2 steps, maybe 1 step, it's rather easy for Henry to get back. Solaris is in at third base as the first pitch is a strike. No indication from Grant that he's going to lay one down. He is behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Henry at first, nobody out, bottom of 3. Fletcher watches that one in the dirt, and that's a nice block by Luis Sanchez. One and one. Fletcher hits it out towards second base. Meadows tags the runner going by over to first, and he got the double play. Good play by second baseman Nicholas Meadows. And quickly there's 2 outs here in the third, and Dylan Westbrook comes to the plate. Dylan grounded out to the pitcher his first time up, a little chopper that the pitcher Pergamic got and beat him to the bag by half a step. Westbrook lines it to right field. That's a clean base hit, the first one for the Beavers here in this game. 3 of the series. Westbrook's 3rd hit of the series. He is at first base with 2 outs, and Bryce Sabaki will be our hitter. Sanchez behind the plate is listed at 6 foot and 190. He looks taller than that. And he's done a good job of blocking the ball so far in this one. As Zabaki goes up to the plate, he struck out looking his first time up. The slider is in there for a strike, 0-1. Bryce at 269 on the year with 16 runs batted in. Looking for his first hit in this series. That one misses, and that one goes back to the screen. Nothing Sanchez can do about it, no matter how tall he is, as that one started outside and kept going more outside. The wild pitch will allow Westbrook to get into scoring position for Bryce Sabatke, who now has a 1 ball and 1 strike count here. Meadows holding him on at second base, and Sabatke hits it down to third, but it's foul. And Jumelet with a try. That's what happens. You catch a couple of grounders, and you think you can catch everything that comes your way, and then you boot one. And that really dropped you in the third base coach fielding rankings. He was making a slow, steady climb up, but then, coach. More importantly, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sabaki. As a little bit of sun pokes out here at Beaver Field. That's outside, and that'll get back to the screen again, and Westbrook will go down to third. Second wild pitch of the at-bat allows Dylan to go down to third and evens the count up at, 2 balls and 2 strikes, Riley. Riley's a simple fellow. When he gets something he likes, he just keeps doing it. Here comes the 2-2 to Bryce Sabaki. Outside ball 3. Good crowd out here. There was a couple of guys that sat in the front row wearing, I thought they were wearing their jerseys or something, and it's good for them to come out and catch the game, and I realized they were part of Diablo Valley, and they were just pitch charting, and they weren't really fans. So there you go. Chopper out to shortstop. Big hop for Elijah Scott. He'll go across the diamond and get him at first base. So the Beavers get a runner to third, can't get him across. We go to the fourth. They trail 2-0.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop and Towing. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of inning number 4 from Beaver Field. It'll be Marcus McLennan, then Joey Ruska and Luis Sanchez against Dylan Westbrook as the Vikings, with the 2-0 lead, come up to the plate here in the top of the 4th inning. They have 2 hits and 2 runs, all of that in the 3rd inning. Jake Van Blarcom, the big hit, the 2-run triple, with 2 outs for the Vikings. Westbrook delivers a fastball to McLennan. It's inside. Marcus grounded to third his first time up. Hit a shot down there that Bryce Sabaki made a great play on and threw him out for the first out in the 2nd inning. Fastball misses down low, so it's 2-0. McLennan out of College Park High down in Pleasant Hill, California. Has a 2-0 count here. Shows bunt, pulls it back. It's on the corner for a strike. I'm convinced that umpires don't like you when you fake bunts. It's one of the convictions I've held from many years, Riley. When you fake a bunt like that, the umpire's like, I'm going to extend the zone a little bit here. That's in the dirt. I don't have any proof of that. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any, empirical data to support my claim. It's just a feeling. As they said at Between Innings Played, hooked on a feeling. That was not the greatest song of all time, but still. 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed. 3-2. I think it's Blue Cheer, hooked on a feeling. I think that's who that was. I'll have to go through my my charts. 7-Eleven would know. Yeah, he would know, but he'll make fun of me for not knowing. Swing and a miss. Come back, strikeout for Westbrook. His 3rd of the game. And here's Joey Ruska, who grounded out to short his first time up. The first baseman batting at .321 coming into this one. Wearing number 28 for the Vikings out of Los Lomas High School, the sophomore. 1 for 3 in the series. Takes the fastball. That's just a little bit high and inside. 1-0. There's a strike. I was standing up here before the game talking to an ARC representative who seemed to know a lot about the team, and it turned out he was one of the coaches, and that's why. Chris Garcia, along with brother Marcus, one of the assistant coaches. He also shouted out there, it's a hit batter right there. Kind of a 1-1 that, just like the Beavers had in the bottom of the 3rd, a very close one. Didn't really hit too much, but got enough so that down to first base is Ruska Luis Sanchez. Anyway, Chris said that parents Joanne and Thomas Garcia watch the broadcast, so we make them our fans of the day, and we thank them for viewing us on the YouTube channels, ARC Athletics or Stones Broadcast Networks. You want to subscribe so you never miss any action. Got softball and baseball next week, and then more of the same during the month of April. So, Joanne and Thomas, thank you for checking us out. Had a good time talking with Chris up here before the game. Breaking ball stays high. That is 2-0 with 1 on and 1 out here in the 4th. Westbrook only 11 2/3 innings coming in. He's been brought along slowly by the Beavers pitching staff, or Beavers coaching staff. He's on the pitching staff. There's a wild pitch. He'll get away from Fletcher, and it'll move Ruska down to second base. And a 3-0 count now on Sanchez with Lorenzo Solares in the on-deck circle. Got the sun coming out, warming it up a little bit here on this fine crowd out here at Beaver Field. Game 3 of the series between the Beavers and the Vikings. 10th conference game for ARC. 3-0 pitches in there for a strike. They're trying to get to 500 at 5-5 with a win today, but they're in the hole 2-0 as we are in the top of inning number 4, and the Vikings have a runner at second base with just one out. A 3-1 count on Sanchez. Fouls that one straight back to the screen. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Luis with the pair of RBI on the season. One of them came Tuesday as he came on, hit a sacrifice fly, which a great catch by Jonas Diaz in right field. Diving catch to keep it from going to the fence, but it was a sac fly for Luis. Line drive, bounces off Esparza, goes into short center field. Coming around third is Ruska. He is going to go. No, they're going to get held up as the Beavers are on it quickly in short center field. It's a solid single for Sanchez. Do or die situation for Esparza at shortstop. And Beavers just fortunate that Ruska could not take off until the ball was already in the outfield, and he had to stop at third base. So Lorenzo Solares will be the hitter. He was hit by a pitch in the third inning and scored. He's up here with runners at first and third now and just one out. Second inning in a row, the Vikings have been in this situation. At the plate, Elijah Scott, the shortstop, on deck. Beavers up at the corners and playing double play depth in the middle. Shows bunt. Breaking ball's too high. Solares did not pull the bat back until he saw the ball was too high, so maybe something was on here. They just wanted to see how the Beavers would react to the threat of a bunt. Sanchez at first base and Ruska over at third. Showing bunt again is Solares, who pulls it back and hits it to right center field, giving chases Henry and Diaz. Jonas will make the catch. Runner's going to tag from third. He will score easily. It's a sacrifice fly by Solares, and the third run on the board for the Vikings. They lead it 3-0. RBI number 9 for Lorenzo Solares. Staying at first was Sanchez. With 2 outs, it'll be Elijah Scott, who sacrificed his first time up. So he sits at 282 on the year. 1 for 4 in the series with a couple of walks on Tuesday. Vikings up 3-0 here. Top of inning number 4. That ball is down low. 1-0 on Elijah Scott. Out of Concord High School in, coincidentally, Concord, California. Chopper. Sabaki with a nice play at third. Over to first. Scooped up by the other Sabaki for the out. Web gem by the brothers, and we'll get out of this one with 1 run in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of inning number 4. Vikings on top 3-0.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Fast flung on and missed. He got him on strikes at 86, the off-speeder. Bruno strikes out the side. Potters get the win 8-5. He's going to look that way. Now he's going to duck down the middle. He's got a guy wide open at the 18 kid. That's Robert Freeman. And Robert's trying to make a couple of moves. He comes back to the 15. Comes down to the 10. He gets a block to the 5. Bottom of inning number 4, Beavers trail at 3-0. They'll send up 3, 4, and 5. That's Jaden Reynolds, Lance Sabatke, and Rylan Pope against Hudson Pergument, who so far has gone through 3 innings, giving up just 1 hit. He has hit 2 and walked. He's hit 2. Jaden Reynolds, who flied to center field his first time up, a line drive right at Zach Ragland for the 3rd out in the 1st inning, comes up here. Slider is inside and low, 1-0. Jaden 4 for 10 in the series, 297 on the season. He has a home run and is driven in 19. Sophomore out of Bella Vista, playing at second base. Been a fixture there for 2 years. Check swing, and it's in there for a strike. 1-1. Vikings on top, 3-0 here. We're bottom of 4. Reynolds takes a fastball called strike again, 1-2. J-Dog does not agree with the call, but so there you go. You got that. They'll go further outside to try to get that one. 2-2, trying to get Reynolds to wave at that one, but Jaden was wise to their plan, so it's 2-2. That's lifted foul. 2-2. Riley pointed out that we did have a 3-2 count last inning, and the next pitch was a ground out, so it was not a foul ball. It's not my theory, it's the other guy's theory. I was just subscribing to it. We'll see. Again, a small sample size. 2-2 pitches outside, ball 3. Okay, here we go. This will decide the theory this time. Machine Gun Riley strikes again. 3-2 pitch coming up. And line drive, base hit into left field. Good job of hitting by Reynolds. Lined that one right where it was pitched, the fastball. He let it get in deep and lined it to left field. Second hit for the Beavers. And Lance Sabatke will come up to the plate. He flied out to right field his first time up. Again, Riley. No foul ball, though. I'll take the base hit. Riley's keeping track on me. Just because I came up with the theory, you're going to try to get the data. I told you. I had no empirical data for it. Throw over to first base is not in time. 7-Eleven causing trouble over there? Yeah. Joe's bunt pulls it back, and it is a ball. It looked like not a sacrifice situation, trying to bunt for a base hit. Lorenzo Solares came in, the freshman third baseman, in case the bunt was put down, but it was ball 1 on Lance. Joe's bunt again. He bunts it. That one can get contact. 1-1. Lance at 255 with a home run and a dozen runs batted in. He was 2 for 9 coming into today and flied to right back in inning number 2. So 2 for 10. Rylan Pope on deck. That's going to go all the way through Sanchez and get back to the backstop. Come back out as the catcher runs it down. And Reynolds goes to second base. He's in scoring position. Beavers need to strike back here as they trail it 3-0 in the 4th inning. 2-1 on Lance Sabatke. Swing and a miss, soft speed pitch. Evens it up at 2-2. Rylan Pope and then Ramon Esparza following Lance in the order for the Beavers. Hit sharply into the hole. That's in the left field for a base hit. Reynolds had to wait and make sure. He will stop at third. It's a couple of hits to start off the bottom of the 4th for the Beavers. They now have 3 on the day, and here's Rylan Pope, who struck out looking his first time. And now we're going to get a meeting at the mound. And I will just say that the Diablo Valley coach takes a while to get out to the mound. I think J-Dog will agree with me as we will look through the crowd and see if they're... Oh, Lassie's still here, so that's good. We like to look through the crowd and see different... American River College has the most astounding range of merchandise that any place I've ever seen, and they just put different colors. We decided that we like the bright red and bright blue colors, the royal blue, right, J-Dog? And then Matt Pearson has spied a hoodie he likes that's bright red, and we're trying to get the person's attention so she can come up and tell us where she got it, but of course she ignores us like everybody else does. Umpire says, guys, I think it's time that we recommenced doing what we came here to do, in other words. And the coach wraps up his dissertation out there and will make his way back to the dugout. And Ryland Pope will come up to the plate. I'm sure that the Mike is, well, I'm not sure, but I think they might have been talking about what do we do if the runner takes off, situations like that, if he squares the bunt at the plate. All kinds of things could happen, and that's what's exciting for the Beavers as they trail it 3-0, but they have runners at first and third with nobody out. 3 hits now off of Hudson Pergummit. Solaris is in at third base. Ryland Pope takes one right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. Pope at 314 coming in, has 9 runs batted in on the season. That's a fastball high and inside. Pops out of the glove of Sanchez, but he retrieves it quickly. Gets it back. We'll go 1 ball and 1 strike. Ramon Esparza on deck for the Beavers. Short lead at first for Sabaki. Pope takes down low. 2-1. No activity in the pen for the Vikings. Beavers do have somebody throwing down there. It's hard to see through all the fences, but they do have somebody loosening up. 2-1 on Pope. Right at shortstop. Bad hop off of Scott. He'll go into center field. Zabaki's get around second. He'll make it to third. And the Beavers have scored a run, and they still have runners at first and third, and nobody out here in the fourth. RBI for Pope. That is his 10th of the season. He's at first base. Really wicked hop up on Elijah Scott out there at shortstop. So it's ruled a single, and Pope will be at first. Lance Sabatke, good base running, gets all the way to third. And here's Ramon Esparza, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. 3 hits in the first 2 games for Esparza. Takes the breaking ball, and that's in for a strike. Nice pitch by Pergummit. Roan 3 for 80. Has 3 runs batted in on the season. Had 1 on Tuesday. Lifts that one down the right field line, and he's in the hole 0-2. Jonas Diaz on deck, the right fielder. Esparza moving up into the 6th spot for the Beavers and Doug Jumelay today. But he's quickly in the hole here, 0-2. That's inside. That almost hit him. Catcher Sanchez wants to know why it wasn't called a strike, and Esparza said, why didn't it hit me? So everybody has kind of a different perspective on that pitch, but it ends up being 1-2. Swing and a miss. Big pitch right there by Pergummit, getting Esparza for the first out here in the inning. That'll bring up Jonas Diaz. Beavers want to get, obviously, runners in from third base with nobody out. Now it's 1 out. Jonas into a fielder's choice his first time up at ground ball to shortstop that Scott turned into a force play at second base. He bunts it down the third base line, but foul. Got the breaking ball and put the barrel on it, but steered it foul. Jonas with 7 runs batted in and a .293 average coming in, 4 for 8 in games 1 and 2. Fastball is inside for a ball, 1-1. Again, Pergummit with some good heat on that one. High and inside on Jonas, the sophomore out of Folsom High School. Pope at first, Sabatke at third. That one, it hits him. He's going to be behind him. Probably would have been better off for the Vikings that it hit him because it would have been a wild pitch had it not. Bases are now loaded, and David Henry's the hitter. Third hit batter by Pergummit in the game. Henry was hit by a pitch his first time up back in inning number 3, and he's up here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Just the bottom of the 4th as the sun goes away for a couple of minutes again. Henry watches that one. It's called a strike. Slider by Pergument. Henry, a sophomore, out in center field for the Beavers today. Fouls that one off a high fastball, so 0-2 quickly on David Henry. Grant Fletcher to follow. 3 hits, a hit batter, and a strikeout so far in this inning. Beavers have 1 across, and the base is loaded. Outside with that slider, 1-2. Meadows again playing pretty close to second base against the right-hand hitting Henry, so there's a pretty big hole where second base usually would be. Swing and a miss, got him on the breaking ball. Big strikeout for Hudson Pergument, and with 2 outs, it'll bring up Grant Fletcher, who grounded out into a double play his first time up. That is the 4th strikeout for Pergument, and it couldn't come at a worse time for the Beavers. Now the manager, Diablo Valley, looked like he was moving the second baseman over, but no, Meadows is going to stay pretty close to second base against Grant Fletcher. And he gets the call strike on the slider. 0-1. Dylan Westbrook on deck if the Beavers can keep the inning going. Fastball misses outside. 1-1. Fletcher 270 with a pair of runs batted in. Sharp grounder to Scott at short. He's got it to second, and the force is made. So the Beavers threaten. They get 1. Could have got a lot more, and they'll have to settle for that one. We'll go to the 5th. They trail it 3-1.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us to schedule your service today.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Top of inning number 5 at Beaver Field. It's the Vikings 3 and the Beavers 1. It'll be the Vikings 9-1-2. That is Nicholas Meadows, Zach Ragland, and Jake Van Blaricom against Dylan Westbrook out for his 5th inning of work. He's given up 3 runs on 3 hits. He has struck out 4. He has hit 2 and walked 1. Meadows with a single and a run scored back in inning number 3. So he is 1 for 1 in this one, 1 for 4 in the series. Came in at 212. Out of Vacaville Christian, just a freshman at 5'10". Also a pitcher, pitched in yesterday's game for the Vikings. Westbrook's first pitch hits him. So that is the third hit batted by Dylan Westbrook in 4+ innings. And the top of the order, Zach Ragland. So Ragland has walked and flied to right in his 2 appearances, and I'm sure Sabaki Bryce will be moving up at third base in case Ragland wants to drop one down with Meadows at first base. Showing bunt is Zach Ragland. Takes the high fastball. Westbrook looked like he tried to kind of aim that one with Ragland squaring the bunt. Missed it high, so it's 1-0. Ragland 5 for 10 in the series with a pair of runs batted in. Takes a fastball right down the middle. Did not show a bunt there, and it's 1-1. See if they put it back on after Westbrook comes through with a strike. Good lead at first by Meadows. Shows the bunt again, and that one's going to get away from Fletcher down in the dirt, and he'll get to second base. Breaking ball from Westbrook, got down in the dirt. Fletcher couldn't come up with it, and now it is the runner at second with nobody out, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Zach Ragland. 15 runs batted in and a home run on the season for Zach. Comes into this one with a .344 average. So very respectable through 26 games for the Vikings. He still shows the bunt. 2-1 coming up. Takes high, ball 3. So 3-1 on Ragland. Jake Van Blaricom, who had the big 2-run triple back in the third, is on deck. That is down low, ball 4. So Ragland gets his second walk of the day. He is at first base with nobody on, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound for the Beavers. As they have runners at first and second, nobody out, and Van Blaricom coming up to the plate. 265, he lined into a double play in the first inning to the first baseman, then hit that triple into right center field the second time, so he is 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. Now has a half dozen runs batted in on the season. Left-hand hitting sophomore out of DeMonte Ranch High School in Reno, Nevada. And Beavers have to talk about whether he's up here trying to sacrifice as well with 3, 4, and 5 in the order coming up after him. Umpire breaks it up the way he broke up the Vikings conclave earlier. And we're ready to go here. Beavers did have some activity in the bullpen. Hard to tell. Yeah, they do have somebody else throwing it there, too. Westbrook, like we said, just 11 2/3 innings on the season so far. Van Blaricom shows bunt. Takes it outside for a ball. Lance Sabaki come all the way up at first base. And now he'll go back a little bit. Bryce is over at third on the infield grass. Dylan steps off, steps back on. Meadows getting a pretty good lead at second base there as Esparza tries to keep him close. Van Blaricom takes high for a ball, 2-0. Pulled the bat back that time. Zach Goldenberg, the number 3 hitter on deck for Diablo Valley, who lead this one 3-1. We're in the top of inning number 5 from Beaver Field. Right down the middle, 2-1. Beavers infield moving around on that one, but Van Blaricom just let it go by. 2 balls and 1 strike. Esparza trying to keep the runner close at second base. Popped out of play by the left fielder, so it's 2-2. And Reynolds can move back to a normal second base spot now. Esparza the same at shortstop. Zabaki's even with the bags at first and third. 2-2 coming up from Westbrook. Breaking ball is hit high up in the air to center field. Henry makes the call. He'll make the catch, and it's the first out. Good job by Westbrook to get out of the hole 2-0 and get Van Blaricom on a fly ball to center field. Here is Zach Goldenberg, who struck out and flied to center. The DH hitting at .244 coming in. Home run and a dozen runs batted in for Goldenberg. Right-handing sophomore at a Monte Vista High School in Walnut Creek. Now it's Reynolds' turn to try to keep the runner close at second base. Breaking ball by Westbrook. He found the gauge there. 0-1. Nice Friday crowd on hand to watch this one between the Vikings and the Beavers. Same pitch, this time a swing and a miss. So it's 0-2 on Goldenberg. Westbrook got him on the fastball last time. Marcus McLennan, the right fielder, is next. Cleanup man for the Vikings today. Fastball, but Goldenberg held up. Good job. That one was the one he went after last time. Maybe a little bit more elevated, but he was able to hold off on that one. It's 1-2. One out, two on. We're in the fifth. Check swing. Did he go? I don't think so. And it's ball two. It's rare when I get to a 2-2 count and get to flash the 2-2 sign, but before Riley. But Riley was kind of like daydreaming over there, thinking about his weekend probably. Probably not going to the gardens or anything, or a farmer's market like J-Dog. Although that sounded like a good farmer's market. Time called, I think. Oh, there's a violation, pitch clock violation on Westbrook. So, didn't get pitch off within the allotted time, so it's going to push it to a full count here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball's hit sharply past third into left field for a base hit. Coming up is Pope. He'll throw it in there. It'll be coming through, but nice job by the catcher, Fletcher, to go out and stop it, as that was a little bit far out into the field. Not down the line, but Fletcher went out and made the stop. He was backed up by Westbrook. It's a single for Goldenberg. How to load the bases and bring up Marcus McLennan, who was struck out and grounded out to third base. So the 2-2 pitch count violation turned it to 3-2. May have had something to do with that, but Goldenberg came through with a solidly hit single to left field. Hit out to center field to Henry. Playable, but also sacrifice pliable. He's going to go in and try to throw to the third, which is going to be cut off. But it's a sacrifice fly for McLennan as Meadows scores the 4th run of the game for the Vikings, and Ragland goes over to third. McLennan picks up his 8th RBI of the year, and the Vikings now lead it 4-1. And Joey Rusko will be the hitter. He is grounded to short and been hit by a pitch. Rusko with a home run and 14 runs batted in. Comes in at 321. Goldenberg still at first base, but now Ragland is over at third. Breaking ball misses. 1-0. So the onus is on Fletcher behind the plate, not to let anything get by him, with Ragland down at third base. Meadows now is 1 for 1 and scored twice from the number 9 spot. Foul ball on the fastball to Ruska. So it's 1-1. Good lead at first base by Goldenberg. Breaking ball is hit sharply out to second. Reynolds gets down in front of it, over to first for the out. So the Vikings put one up on the board in the fifth inning. We go to the bottom of 5. Diablo Valley on top, 4-1.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Bottom of inning number 5. It'll be the top of the order for the Beavers. Dylan Westbrook, Bryce Sabatke, and Jaden Reynolds. Lady Gaga providing the between innings musical accompaniment or entertainment with Poker Face. Although, if you take a look at her career, maybe Joker Face would have been more appropriate as she starred in that was not really well-received Joker movie, the Joker sequel. I don't think Lady Gaga is too worried about that, though. Here's Dylan Westbrook. He has singled and grounded out. Hudson Pergummit, the right-hander, down low for a ball. Has gone through 4 innings, given up 1 run on 4 hits. He has hit 3 batters and walked 1. Westbrook lines that one into left center. That is a base hit. Thought it was going to stay up for Zach Reichlin out there, but Dylan has his second hit of the game. 5th hit for the Beavers, and it'll bring up Bryce Sabaki. So Bergman has hit 3, has not walked anybody yet. He has struck out 4. Here's Sabaki, who struck out and grounded out to shortstop. So Bryce is 0 for 2, still looking for his first hit in this series. Watches that one go on the outside corner for a strike. That was a very generous outside corner, it seemed, from up here. Sharp grounder. That's in the left field, a base hit. Oh, the diving glove of Lorenzo Solares. Thought he was going to come up with it. It was a great try, but it's under his glove, and Sabaki singles his first hit of the series. Moves Westwood to second. 6th hit for the Beavers, and with 2 on and nobody out, Jaden Reynolds will be the hitter. He's flied out to center field and singled himself. Jaden hitting .297 coming in, hit a line drive back in the first, which was caught by Ragland in center. Then lined one down the left field line for a base hit back in inning number 4 and scored the Beavers' only run. He's up here with nobody out. He'll show bunt. He'll pull it back. It's in there for a strike. 0-1, right on the inside corner with the fastball to Reynolds. The crowd kind of thought it was inside, but 7-Eleven said it was a strike, and I believe him. He's got all the equipment over there. Reynolds little lifts that one down the left field line. That's going to be a foul ball. Kind of an excuse me swing, but it almost found green grass out there in fair territory. But it's 0-2 on Jaden with Lance Sabaki next for the Beavers. 5th hit in the last 2 innings for AR. Just 1 run to show for. Hopefully they'll get something out of it here. 0-2 coming up from Bergman. Popped up. Trying to get out of play. Sanchez gives chase, and it is in the stands, and nobody even tried to make a play for it. Rally too late. 0-2. Matt Pearson he's given up. He doesn't even make fake futile gestures. He does it now. Come on. Found out early he was listening to March Madness press conferences or something. That's what he does when we're up here trying to work. Reynolds takes in the dirt. Nice block by Sanchez. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still no activity for the Vikings in their bullpen. Pergummit, 39 innings on the season, a 2.2 record, 4.38 ERA. Sabatke and Westbrook on the bases. Reynolds chops that one foul down the first base line. The big frisbee slider coming out of the right arm of Pergummit. Jaden will get another shot, the sophomore from Bella Vista. Beavers trailing at 4-1. We're in the 5th here at Beaver Field. On a sometimes overcast, sometimes sunny day. That's my weather report. Fastball down low. 2-2 on Jaden Reynolds. That's right, Riley. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball misses outside. Reynolds took it with confidence, but where the corner's been called, that one bent outside the corner, right around the corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hit slowly out toward shortstop. Scott's going to go to third, and I don't know. He did not get him at third base. Only play Scott had was the fielder's choice. I don't know that he would have been able to get Reynolds at first, so it might be called a base hit. But whatever it's called, the bases are loaded, and Lance Sabatke will be the hitter. He has flied to right and singled, and the Beavers, for the 2nd straight inning, have loaded the bases. Again, Elijah Scott made the only play he had, but credit to Dylan Westbrook for getting over to third as quickly as he did on a slow hit ground ball by Reynolds. So here is Lance Sabatke. Breaking ball, misses inside corner. 1-0. Lance at 255 with a dozen runs batted in and a home run. He is 3 for 11 in the series after singling in the 4th. That beautiful pitch right there. Slider drops into the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryland Pope to follow. Sharply hit up the middle. Backhanded at second. Nice play by Meadows over to first. Not in time. Draws the first baseman off the throw to the plate and scoring. Beavers score twice as Sabatke comes all the way around to score. Westbrook scores. Sabatke scores. Reynolds is forced at second, so Lance will end up with a fielder's choice and an RBI. An error on the throw back to first base. As the throw to first base pulled the first baseman off, and never stopping was Bryce Sabatke. So the first out is recorded. Reynolds is retired at second base. Sabatke ends up at second. And here is Ryland Pope. Misses outside. Meadows went all the way over on the shortstop side of second to backhand that ball, stepped on the bag, threw it to first. It would be a close call at first base anyway, but it pulled Ruska off the bag, and Sabatke never stopped. Sharp grinder, looks like right field. It's into right field, a base hit. Bounces up on McLennan. Runners coming in. Here's the throw. It's offline. The Beavers have tied it at 4. Ryland Pope with a 2nd straight single scores Sabatke. The Beavers have put 3 runs up on the board with 4 hits in the inning, and they have tied it at 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. Ryland Pope picking up RBI number 10 and 11 today. And here's Ramon Esparza, who has been hit by a pitch and struck out. Lance Sabaki never stopping, coming around third to throw is high and to the right of home plate. So Pope is over there with one out. There's that slider. It's in there for a strike. The frisbee pitch from Pergummon. Fastball is hit down the right field line. It's hit well by Esparza. Moving over is McLennan. He makes a nice running catch going toward the line and gets it back into the infield. Esparza hit it well, but Marcus McLennan with a good play over there. That could have been trouble for the right fielder. Sun in that area as well. But with 2 outs, here's Jonas Diaz. He has been hit by a pitch into a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Diaz, home run, 7 runs batted in. 293 on the season. 4 for 9 in this series. 2 hits in each of the first 2 games and 0 for 1 today. Throw over to first base and back is Ryland Pope. Little breeze blowing in. Might have affected that line drive or Esparza's fly to right. Good play by McLennan. Diaz looked like he had the break and pitch time, but couldn't make contact, so he is quickly in the hole at 0-2. Beavers have scored 3 times in an inning to tie it up at 4. That one's outside. Jonas holds off, and Sanchez keeps him from going to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. David Henry would be next for the Beavers. Pope leading at first. That one outside again. The same formula and misses outside. 2-2. Activity in the bullpen now for the Vikings. That's in the dirt. Nice block, but it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Try to get a number. We got a couple of guys throwing, a left-hander and a right-hander for the Vikings. 3-2 pitch, ball 4 inside. Going to second is Ryland Pope. Diaz, reaches first for the second time today, and it brings up David Henry, who's hit by a pitch and struck out. So David is 0 for 1. He's got runners at first and second here. The sophomore center fielder comes up here. Right-hander against right-hander. Hudson Pergummon on the mound. Henry takes a high fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Pope leading at second, getting a pretty good lead out there. Henry takes a fastball right down the middle. Looks like Carson Downing and Noah Klube warming up. Numbers 11 and 36. Downing a sophomore, and Klube also. That's popped up into short second base. Meadows trying to track it, and he will make the catch for the out. But the Beavers score 3 here in the 5th. We go to the 6th inning. We are all tied at 4.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of inning number 6, Mark the Phantom Low here with Ryder the Engineer, J-Dog on the scoreboard, Matt Pearson running the PA. We've got Joel Shapiro from Diablo Valley. I don't know exactly what he does, but he's really good at it. And, of course, 7-Eleven's down there running the track man and asking inane questions, and nobody knows what he's talking about because he's in college. That's what happens. Ground ball down to third. Zabaki has it. Across the diamond to Zabaki for the out. That is Luis Sanchez grounding out to third. He is now 1 for 3. That was Bryce to Lance on the Zabaki play. And Lorenzo Solares, the third baseman for the Vikings, will be the hitter. He's been hit by a pitch and hit a sacrifice fly. So he is, 0 for 0. He scored a run. He's driven one in. 3 for 6 in the series, the third baseman. It was a .292 average. And pops that one out of play to our right. So the Beavers with 3 in the bottom of the 5th and knot this one up at 4. Dylan Westbrook still out on the mound for Coach Jumale. That one is in the dirt for a ball. We did have double-barreled action for the Vikings, so we'll see who comes out for the bottom of the 6th for Diablo Valley. And again, activity still going on in the Beavers bullpen. That's it high in the air and hit pretty well to left center field. David Henry is on the run. Reaches up and makes the catch right in front of the warning track. I almost mentioned that Solares has a home run in the season, so he has the power, and that one was hit very well, probably about 360 feet to left center field. But it is now 2 outs as Henry runs it down, and here is Elijah Scott, the shortstop. He is sacrificed and grounded to third. So Scott is 0 for 1. 1 for 5 in the series. Takes the fastball, takes the strike, 0-1. He's followed by Nicholas Meadows, who scored a pair of runs from the number 9 spot for the Vikings already today. Scott takes a ball, 1-1. That's chopped foul back to the screen, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two outs here in the top of inning number 6. Game 3 of this series. Beavers' next conference opponent, 3-game series next week, is Santa Rosa. Check swing, did he go? I don't think so. And he did not. 2-2. The Bear Cubs are on top of the league stand. I think they're 10-1 in league play. So they have been on fire, as they have several seasons in a row here. 2-2 pitch coming up. In the dirt, 3-2. Tuesday will be in Santa Rosa. Then Thursday we'll be back here at 2 p.m. That's the Thursday the 27th. And then Friday back in Santa Rosa to conclude that series. Here's the 3-2. Fouled off by Scott. Told you, 3-2 pitch, foul ball. That's the first time it's come true today, though. I know out of 5 times, Riley. Still, 1 out of 5 can become 2 out of 6 because we're doing it right again now. Breaking ball, call strike 3. Scott doesn't agree. The umpire makes the decision. 1, 2, 3, top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of inning number 6. We're all tied at 4.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands. And one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise so you can have peace of mind. Contact us to schedule your service today.
Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares?
You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
Just tweet it out and then don't really
run
respond.
away.
Yeah.
I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I don't
sound
know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'Cause
Generally,
Fine.
again, you're a very bright guy.
Yeah.
You see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home. Bottom of inning number 6. We're all tied at 4. Bottom of the order, Grant Fletcher starts us off. Then Dylan Westbrook and Bryce Sabaki against Hudson Pergamon, who's still out there throwing for the Vikings, although he has a different battery made behind the plate. Number 44, James Foley, replaces Luis Sanchez. So Foley now catching for Diablo Valley. 1-0 pitch misses 2-0 on Fletcher, who has grounded into a double play and into a fielder's choice. So Grant is 0 for 2 in this one, 0 for 6 in the series. Takes inside corner for a strike. I guess umpire didn't really signal. He just pointed to the right side. I think that was a strike point. Just kind of did little finger guns over there. There's a chopper down to third. Solaris has it. Across the diamond, he'll get him at first by a couple of steps. And Fletcher is the first out in inning number 6 for the Beavers. And it'll bring up Dylan Westbrook, who is 2 for 3 so far in this one. Grounded it out in the first inning. Actually grounded to the pitcher, who ran it down by the first base line and beat Westbrook to the bag. And then Dylan singled in the third, singled and scored in the 5th. And I think we're going to get maybe a pitching change here for the Vikings. Yes, we will, and we'll be back with the identity of that new pitcher. Right after this, a short break, bottom of the 6th inning, and the Beavers and Vikings are tied at 4.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Fast flung on and missed. He got him on strikes at 86, the off-speeder. Bruno strikes out the side. Potters get the win 8-5. He's going to look that way. Now he's going to duck down the middle. He's got a guy wide open at the 18 kidder. That's Robert Freeman. And Robert's trying to make a couple of moves. He comes back to the 15. Comes down to the 10. He gets a block to the 5.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought. And
New pitcher for the Vikings, number 11, Noah Klub, the left-hander, who's making his 10th appearance of the season. He is 1-1 on the year, 7.71 ERA, and 9 1/3 innings pitched. From the windup, the left-hander delivers an off-speed pitch called a strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch on the outside corner, 0-2. Chopper foul. That is off of Dylan Westbrook, and it is a little bit painful. So Noah Klube relieving Hudson Bergummett, who went 5 1/3 innings, gave up 8 hits and 4 runs, struck out 4, hit 3. And Westbrook's still down there after fouling the ball off of himself. Maybe the knee. Vikings scored 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. Beavers have come back with 1 in the fourth and then 3 in the fifth. And they tied it up at 4. It's Westbrook, who's been a key part of that, of the entire game, as he's pitched the first 6 innings for the Beavers. And he is going to try to limp his way back to home plate to face Noah Klube. Get a nice little round of applause from a very fine crowd out here on a Friday afternoon. So Dylan will try to, kind of prolong that as much as he can, obviously, with 1 out here in the 6th. Got a no-ball, 2-strike count. Bergummett 5 1/3, we said 8 hits, 4 runs. Struck out 4. Hit 3, walked 1. Here's Klube from the windup. Line drive down the right field line. That's a base hit. McLennan cuts it off. Westbrook thinks about 2. He pulls up, and that's a good throw by McLennan from right field. And Westbrook has his 3rd hit of the day. He was thinking about that one for a long time. McLennan had to go a long way toward the line to pick it up. But Marcus made a good throw to second base, and now we're going to have a slow walk out to the pitcher's mound here. It's Klube gives up the single to Westbrook. Dylan came in today at .355 and is 3 for 4. Bryce Sabaki is the next hitter for the Beavers. And Westbrook is still kind of stretching out over there at first base after he got the base hit. And I says, I'm going to stretch out again. I'm still a little bit sore from that hit ball I fouled off myself. And it looks like Klube is going to come out. And we've got a new pitcher for the Vikings. And we'll be back with the identity of that pitcher right after this short break. We're tied at 4. We're in the 6th.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop and Towing. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by...
New pitcher for the Vikings is number 36, Carson Downing, the sophomore out of Monte Vista High School, making his 5th appearance. No wins, no losses. He does have a save and a 5.11 ERA, 12 1/3 innings on the season. He'll face Bryce Sabaki, who is 1 for 3 in this game. Off-speed pitch is a ball. I don't think you need to worry about keeping Westbrook close at first. I think Dylan's still nursing the effects of fouling that ball off of him during the at-bat. He did get the single, though. Line fouled on the right field line by Bryce Sabaki, who struck out in the first, grounded to short in the third, and then singled and scored in the fifth. The Beavers scored 3 times in the inning to tie the game up at 4. Now they've got Westbrook at first with 1 out. And Carson Downing on the mound. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. He pulled a string on that one. I think he pulled 2 strings. That one was probably the speed limit in a school zone on that one. That one's chopped out to a shortstop. Scott has it on a bounce, goes to second for the force. To first is not going to be in time. Just not hit hard enough, and Westbrook is forced at second base. The fielder's choice puts Sabaki at first with 2 outs, and now Jaden Reynolds will be the hitter. Couple singles and a fly to center for Jaden in this one. He's one of the key plays in the in the 5th inning. 2 on and nobody out. He hit a slow roller into the hole between third and short, and Scott made the only play he could, which is try to cut the runner down at third, but Westbrook slid in there ahead of the throw. 2 high from Downing. 1 ball and no strikes. Lance Sabaki on deck. Big hole at regular second base right there. Fastball's outside as Meadows plays close to the bag for just about every hitter, it seems like. Reynolds 297 coming into action today. The throw over to first base, and back is Sabatke. Troy Ruska at first base. Again, James Foley, the new catcher for the Vikings. 2-0 coming up to Reynolds. Fastball misses outside, 3-0. Downing thought he had himself a strike there. Fastball is in there for a strike. Beavers probably better off having Sabaki at first base than Westbrook, who was nursing that injury. So Sabaki probably a little bit quicker right now. 3-1 coming up to Reynolds. Ball 4. 2 on and 2 out here in the 6th. Then it'll bring up Lance Sabaki. He flied to right, singled, hit into a fielder's choice back in the 5th inning and got himself an RBI, his 13th. Meadows made the play, tagged second, threw it to first, not in time. And the Beavers were able to score twice off of that. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's away here. Throw to third base by Foley, and he is out at third base. Good play by Foley. It looked like that Sabaki was going to get in there. He is called out, and that's going to end the inning. No runs, and the Beavers left 2. We go to the 7th. We are all tied at 4. Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares?
You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
just tweet it out and then don't
And
really
then run
respond.
away.
Yeah.
I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I'm not. I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I don't
sound
know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'Cause I
Generally,
know
fine.
Again, you're a very bright guy. You
Yeah.
see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Top of inning number 7, it'll be Nicholas Meadows in the top of the order, Ragland and Van Blaricom against Dylan Westbrook, who is still in there for the Beavers. He's just given up 4 hits on the day. He's hit a couple of batters, walked a couple of batters. Fastball's popped up. Sabaki at first base is called for it in foul territory, and he will make the play for the out. Running right by him was Meadows there. But Sabaki makes the play. So 1 out in the 7th inning. Little words exchanged there as Meadows seemed to go out towards Sabaki, but I'm not saying he did it on purpose. He was going that way. And Lance was able to avoid being distracted and made the catch. And now we have a little words going back and forth, so the umpires are going to correctly interject themselves in that and try to nip that in the bud, as we used to say. Nobody says it anymore. Zach Ragland is the batter. Zach has walked twice and flied to right field. Leadoff man at 344, 5 for 10 in this series for the Vikings. Up here against Westbrook for the 4th time. Westbrook's breaking ball is too high. 1-0. First time the Beavers have kept Meadows off the bases. He had a single and was hit by a pitch and had scored twice before popping out. Fastball sails high, 2-0. That one also high, so 3-0. Two walks, 3 hit batters so far for Westbrook, and he's 3-0 on Zach Ragland. That one is down the middle, so it's 3-1. Ball 4. Third walk for Ragland. He is at first with 1 out and brings up Jake Van Blaricom, who was lined into a double play, hit a 2-run triple, and flying to center field. Beavers getting their signal straight on who's covering the bag. Reynolds taking over control, the sophomore second baseman. Ragland gets a pretty good lead over at first base, and Westbrook notices it and throws it over there. So Van Blaricom, who came in at 265, had been 0 for 1 in this series and is 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in today's game. Left-hand hitting left fielder. There goes the runner. That is ball. Perfect anticipation by Ragland to steal second base. And the pitch was called too low, I imagine, so it's 1-0. And Ragland now in scoring position for the Vikings. Trying to get ahead in this one. We're tied at 4 in the 7th. Zach Goldenberg on deck. That's hit well to right field. Diaz turns and runs back, tries to locate it, can't do it. It's going to bounce up against the fence. They try to get it in. Here comes Ragland around third. Esparza to the plate to the right side. He is safe at the plate. Grant Fletcher thought he had the tag on as Ragland kept around. He had to hold off to see if the ball was caught. Makes it around third. The throw a little bit offline by Esparza, but Fletcher, a tremendous pickup, and he dove over to try to tag the runner out. Called safe at the plate. It's another RBI for Blaricom. He sit third again. His third RBI of the game. And the Vikings are back up on top, 5-4. And a runner at third base is Van Blaricom with the double, and he goes to third at the plate. And he is just 90 feet away for Zach Goldenberg. Diaz with a great try and got it in there quickly. Got it in to the cutoff. The throw to the plate was a little bit offline. But Fletcher, a great job getting back to the plate. Breaking ball is a ball. 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes on Zach Goldenberg, who singled his last time up. That's going to get away at the plate. Here comes the runner from third, Van Blaricom. He'll score, and the Vikings have put 2 up on the board here in the 7th inning. The wild pitch allows Van Blaricom to score. Two balls and no strikes on Goldenberg, who flied to center, struck out in single. So the Beavers came all the way back and tied it in the 5th. And now 2 more for the Vikings in the 7th on a walk and a double. Check swing. He went. 2 balls and 1 strike on Goldenberg. Comes in at 244 on the season. He is now 1 for 7 in this series with his single back in the 5th inning. That's bunted back at the mound. Westbrook off quickly. Good athlete on the mound, comes off and gets it. Not a bad bunt by Goldenberg, but Westbrook is a tremendous athlete. And the ball a little bit too close to him. So 2 outs here in the 7th, and Marcus McLennan, the right fielder, will be the hitter. He's grounded out, he's struck out, and he's hit a sacrifice fly. Picked up his 8th run batted in the season back in inning number 5. Comes the Vikings manager out to talk to, I assume, the umpire and point out something. Can't even speculate as to what this conversation would be about unless there's some words being exchanged between the players and the dugout. But yeah, the base umpire is right there in the middle of that. 6-4, 2 runs in the inning by the Vikings. They had the Meadows popped out to start it, but then a walk to Ragland. He stole second. Van Blaricom with the double to right field. Ragland went all the way around, had to hold up and then took off and went for the plate, beat the relay throw by a whisker, and then the wild pitch allowed Van Blaricom to score the 2nd run of the inning. And the Vikings hold the 6-4 lead. They are 10-16 on the season and 3-8 in conference play. The Beavers at 11-13 and 4-5 in Big 8 conference play as the umpires are chatting over whatever the manager came out and told the home plate umpire. Dennis Luquette is the manager of Diablo Valley. Give credit to, or give at least recognition to Bill Piona, Joey Feronis, and Tony Dress, the assistant coaches. Beavers, as we've said, skippered by Doug Jumale, Todd Conroy, Chris Garcia, Marcus Garcia, and Michael Wilson. Helping out Coach Jay. The home plate umpire looks like he doesn't really have an answer. He's just kind of going, I don't know what you want me to do. Of course, we're just speculating here, of course. So McLennan comes back up to the plate. Actually, hasn't got any pitches or anything yet. He was out there long enough that Matt Pearson felt compelled to introduce him again. That is a strike on the inside corner. And the umpire, or excuse me, the manager of the Vikings still walking around in front of the dugout and went out to chat with the base umpire again. Check swing, and that's in the dirt, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 in here in the 7th. Line drive up the middle. That's a clean base hit for McLennan. Second hit of the inning, 6th hit of the game for the Vikings. And they'll send up Joey Ruska, the first baseman. He is grounded out, been hit by a pitch, and then grounded out again. And here comes the Beavers manager, and they're going to go ahead and make a pitching change as Westbrook pitches 6 2/3 inning, and he's going to be replaced here. We'll be back with the new pitcher for the Beavers right after this. We are in top of 7th inning, and the Vikings lead 6-4.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies, and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop and Towing. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
Bottom of the seventh, Vikings on top by 2. Jerry Garrienti is the new pitcher for the Beavers. The sophomore is making his 8th appearance. He is 3-2 on the season, 37 2/3 innings. 36 strikeouts and 18 walks, a 5.5 ERA, and he'll face Joey Ruska with 2 outs and McLennan over at first base and 2 runs in for the Vikings. Dylan Westbrook, 6 2/3 innings, just 6 hits. He walked 4, he hit 2, and struck out 4. He's given up the 6 runs and is responsible for McLennan over at first base. There goes the runner. The fastball is inside. The throw is on a hop to second base and not in time. So McLennan gets the stolen base. Marcus is down there with 2 outs and a 1 ball and no strike count on Joey Ruska. Ruska 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 4th. 1 for 5 in the series. 321 coming in with a home run and 14 batted in for Diablo Valley. Garrienti's pitch punks him right in the back. Fourth batter hit by the Beavers. And that will bring up the new catcher, James Foley. Sanchez was 1 for 3 while he was in there, and Foley will be making his first appearance at the plate. Left-handed catcher started the first game of the series back on Tuesday. Fouls that one back to the screen. He was 0 for 2. Sanchez replaced him halfway through that game, but he was 0 for 2. Came into that game at 226. Left-handed catcher against the right-hander, Joey Garrienti. McLennan out at second base, 2 outs and 2 already in for the Vikings here in inning number 7. That's fouled back to the screen again, 0-2. Umpire throws the ball in, replacement in there, wings it out with the left hand. Out to Joey, so we are ready to go at 0-2 on Foley. He's followed by Lorenzo Solares, the third baseman. Line drive into center field, and coming on is Henry, and he'll make the play. So 2 runs for the Vikings in the 7th. We go to the bottom of inning number 7. Everybody will stretch, but the Beavers are behind by 2. Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares?
You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
just tweet it out and then don't
And
really
then run
respond.
away.
Yeah.
No, I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I'm not. I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I don't
sound
know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'Cause
Generally,
I know
fine.
Again, you're a very bright guy. You
Yeah.
see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Pass flung on and missed. He got him on strikes at 86, the off-speeder. Bruno strikes out the side. Potters get the win 8-5. We are in the bottom of inning number 7 from Beaver Field. Mark the Panamo along with Riley the engineer. Vikings on top 6-4. It'll be Lance Sabatke, Ryland Pope, and Ramon Esparza against Carson Downing. The third pitcher for the Vikings. He drops that one in there for a strike. Hit hard into the hole in the left field for a base hit. Good job waiting on that one by Lance Sabatke. He gets his second hit of the day. Waited on the off-speed pitch from Carson Downing and rifled it into left field past the diving Elijah Scott at shortstop. And bring up Ryland Pope, who has a couple of singles and a couple of runs batted in today. Now with 11 runs batted in for the left-hander out of McClatchy High School. Downing's fastball is in there for a strike, 0-1. Just Carson Downing's 5th appearance of the season here. Pope hits it sharply right out to second base. Meadows has it to short for 1. Scott to first base, and not in time for the double play, 4-6-3. Well turned by the Vikings right there. Quickly 2 outs for the Beavers, and Ramon Esparza will be the hitter. Pope hit it hard, but right at Meadows. And he and Scott turned it quickly over to first to Ruska. And Pope is out by half a step. Esparza struck out. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's flied to right. And he takes a strike from Downing. Jonas Diaz scheduled next. Breaking balls hit sharply into center. Is it going to stay up? It is for Ragland, and he'll make the play. So solid contact for Esparza, but he gets it too far out to Zach Ragland in center. Nothing going for the Beavers in the 7th. We are the 8th. Vikings on top, 6-4.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Town. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies, and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Top of inning number 8, Joey Garrienti out on the mound for the Beavers. He will face 7, 8, and 9 for the Vikings. Lorenzo Solares, Elijah Scott, and Nicholas Meadows. Solares has been hit by a pitch, hit a sacrifice fly, and flied out, so he is 0 for 1 with a run scored and a run driven in. His 9th of the season. Hitting .292 coming in. And is 3 for 7 in this series. Grant Fletcher with some adjustments behind the plate. Top of inning number 8 here from Beaver Field. Vikings trying to avoid the sweep. They lead at 6-4, and here is Solares. Garrienti's fastball a beauty, right in there for a strike, 0-1. Joey 3-2 on the year. 36 strikeouts, 18 walks in 37 2/3 innings. That fastball just misses outside. One and one on Solares. This is outside, goes all the way back to the backstop, ends up with Elijah Scott in the on-deck circle, which I think constitutes a ball. 2-1. General rule, if the pitch ends up in the on-deck circle, it's probably a ball, unless it was fouled over there. Beavers straight away in the outfield and medium deep for Solares. That one is outside, 3-1. Beaver pitchers have walked 4 and hit 4 in this game, giving up just 6 hits, but they trail at 6-4. Strike 2 call, 3-2. Renzo took off a little bit early, but looked pretty good. And he'll face the full count here. Line drive, right center field, down for a base hit. Diaz will cut it off. Nice play by Jonas, but it's a solid single by Solares, opening up the top of the 8th inning. His first hit of the game, 7th hit for the Vikings, and it'll bring up Elijah Scott. One would think maybe in a sacrificing spot right here. He has sacrificed once today and grounded out and struck out, so he's 0 for 2 with that sacrifice. Hit sharply down the third. Sabaki off his glove and kicks away. He picks it up and throws to first, throws wildly. Here comes Solares around third. He is going to hold up there. And Scott reaches base. It's an error on Sabaki at third base. And the Vikings are in business here with runners at second and third and nobody out. First error for the Beavers. And Nicholas Meadows will be the hitter. Runner was going, and Scott hit it hard down to third. Looked like Sabaki had it blocked, but it squirted away. Picked it up and threw wildly to first base. It ends up with runners at second and third, and Meadows the hitter. Single, hit by a pitch, and popped up. Fastball down the middle for a strike. Meadows 212 on the season. Beavers have to play the infield in here with nobody out. Runners at second and third already down 2 at 6-4 in the eighth. That's outside. Gets snagged by Grant Fletcher. Keeps it from going back to the backstop. No activity right now in the pen for the Vikings. The Beavers do have people up and moving around down there, down the left field line. 1-1 coming up. Meadows takes a strike, 1-2. Zach Ragland, the top of the order on deck for Diablo Valley. Trying to avoid the sweep in the series against American River. Beavers trying for their first conference sweep since 2019. That's a check swing foul down the first base line. Inside fastball from Garriente that Meadows kind of turned into and then turned away from. And made contact. It stays 1-2. That's fouled off, the fastball. Meadows just trying to protect. Mentioned the Beavers with the infield drawn in here. Solaris at third, Scott at second. Hit sharply out to second. Reynolds is going to come to the plate, throws it over the head of the catcher, and everybody score. Here comes Scott around third. He's going to dive in head first. He scores. So the Beavers with errors on 2 consecutive plays, and the Vikings have put 2 more runs back on the board here in the eighth, and they lead at 8-4. Ending up at second base is Meadows. It's going to be a close play at the plate. It's the play that the Beavers had to try, but the throw got away immediately. Second error of the inning. Still nobody out, and here's Zach Ragland. He has walked 3 times and flied to right. Shows a bunt, bunts it down the third baseline. That's a beauty. Sabaki picks it up, goes to first, and he got him at first base. Beautiful play by Bryce Sabaki at third to get Ragland. And that'll bring up Jake Van Blaricom. He's got a triple and a double, and he's driven in 3 runs today, so he is 2 for 4. He's also lined into a double play and fly to center. So Jake has came in with 4 runs batted in, now has 7, and he has a runner at third and 1 out. Takes the fastball outside. Beavers with the infield in. Zach Goldenberg to follow. Wouldn't put the bunt past him, the Vikings here. Van Blaricom slices it into left field. That is a base hit. Pope cuts it off in left field, but it's Van Blaricom's 3rd hit and 4th run batted in the game. Meadows scores the 3rd run of the inning. It is now 9-4 in favor of the Vikings. And Zach Goldenberg will be the hitter. So Van Blaricom 3 for 5 with 4 runs driven in and 1 run scored. Goldenberg 1 for 4 so far. He's singled back in the 5th. Good lead at first base. He goes, throw to second. Reynolds is going to have him by a mile. And then we're going to have words exchanged out at second base after the tag. He was out by a considerable amount. The umpire issues warnings after the altercation there. 2 outs. And Goldenberg with the pitch. I believe the pitch was a ball. Riley, what did you say? What did you see? Kind of waiting on that. I think it was too high. I don't think he called it a strike. I think we have so Matthew Dashner is coming up to the plate. So Dashner comes up for Goldenberg. I think it's 1-0. The umpire hasn't made it indicated. Nobody on the bases. 3 runs have scored in the inning. Swing and a miss. One ball and 1 strike. Dashner, the hitter. Takes a fastball, and that's a strike. He is 111 on the year, 2 for 12, or 2 for 18, excuse me. With an RBI. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Takes the fastball, call strike 3. The Vikings score 3 times in the 8th to extend their lead. We go to the bottom of inning number 8. It's Diablo Valley 9, American River 4.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Fast flung on and missed. He got him on strikes at 86, the off-speeder. Bruno strikes out the side. Potters get the win 8-5. He's going to look that way. Now he's going to duck down the middle. He's got a guy wide open at the 18 kid. That's Robert Freeman. And Robert's trying to make a couple of moves. He comes back to the 15. Comes down to the 10. He gets a block to the 5.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies, and people eating, they're expecting better quality and
Bottom of inning number 8, it's Jonas Diaz and then David Henry and Grant Fletcher scheduled against Carson Downing, the third pitcher for the Vikings. The pitcher record right now is they have a 9-4 lead. That one drops in, but a little bit too high to Jonas Diaz, who has walked, been hit by a pitch and into a fielder's choice, so he is 0 for 1 in this one. Takes inside for a ball, 2-0. Two in the 7th and 3 in the 8th for the Vikings to break open a 4-4 tie, and that's high and inside to Jonas, so it's 3-0. Beavers with a couple of defensive misplays that last inning. 3-0 pitch is right down the middle for a strike, 3-1. That one's chopped slowly out toward the first baseman. The pitcher picks it up, flips to the first baseman. That's a nice play by Downing. A backhand to Joey Ruska to get Diaz at first base for the first out here in the 8th. Then it'll bring up David Henry, but we got a pinch here. That's Caden Bullock who's going to bat for Henry. Henry was 0 for 2 while he was in there. Bulock at 351 on the year. A home run and 6 runs batted in, and he takes inside for a ball. He's up here with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of inning number 8. He takes outside 2-0. Grant Fletcher is scheduled next. That's hit sharply down third, and Solaris with a great try. That's called foul. Solaris dove into foul territory. I thought it might have hit fair in front of the bag, but no such luck for the Beavers. And it's just a foul ball. 2-1 now on Ken Bulock. Grant Fletcher on deck. Chopped that one foul. That one not nearly as dramatic right at the dugout, so it's 2-2. Breaking ball, holds up, it's 3-2. Nice pitch, just a little bit inside. Pop up on the infield. Here comes Scott over from shortstop to make the catch for the second out. So 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning for the Beavers, and Grant Fletcher will be the hitter. The number 9 hitter, the catcher, has hit into a double play, hit into a fielder's choice, and grounded to third. So trio of grounders for Grant Fletcher here. He is 0 for 3. Breaking ball, drops too low for a ball. Fastball inside, called a strike as it pops out of the glove of Foley. 1-1 on Fletcher, Dylan Westbrook to follow. That one's outside and low. 2-1. Line drive right at the second baseman for the third out. So 1-2-3 for the Beavers in the 8th. We go to the 9th. They trail it 9-4.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of inning number 9 from Beaver Field. Mark the Phantom Low along with Riley the Engineer, J-Dog, Matt Pearson, Joel Shapiro, and 7-Eleven down at the other end. The Beavers trail this one 9-4. Joey Garrienti back out on the mound. He came on in the 7th in relief of Dylan Westbrook, who gave up 6 hits and 6 runs. Hit 4, walked 3, and struck out 4. Garrienti will face Marcus McLennan, then Joey Ruska and James Foley. 4, 5, and 6 for the Vikings, who are looking to get their first win of the series and 11th win of the season. This would move them to 4 and 8 in conference and drop the Beavers down to 4 and 6. First pitch misses outside from Garrienti. That's hit well to left field. Pope going back, turned around. He's not going to get there. Headed for second is McLennan. He's thinking about 3, but he'll pull up with 2. So McLennan gets his second hit of the day. He is doubled and singled. Also has a sacrifice fly, and he's at second base with nobody out. That's the 9th hit for the Vikings, and here's Joey Ruska, the first baseman. He has been hit by a pitch twice, not the same pitch, but on different occasions, and he has grounded out twice, so he is 0 for 2 and has scored a run. So McLennan delivers the double to left, came in hitting .214, but has a couple of knocks in this one and that sacrifice fly back in the 5th inning. He gets back in ahead of that pickoff attempt by Garrienti. Bunt shown outside. Fletcher tries to throw it down to second base, and Esparza blocks it. Ruska was showing bunt on that one. That ball well outside. James Foley is next. Good lead out at second base by McLennan. Here's the pitch. Ruska swings and misses. 1-1 now on Joey Ruska. Beavers back in action next week. They'll be on the road Tuesday and Friday at Santa Rosa and home here on Thursday, 2 p.m., right here on these same channels. Ruska takes down low. We'll be back on the air on Tuesday, 3 p.m. American River College softball entertains Modesto. The Pirates are in town for a single game. Swing and a miss. And we got a balk called on Garrienti. And McLennan will go to third. We can only estimate that he did not come to a complete stop at the belt. No pitch. So the balk was called. Pitch was not a pitch because the balk was before the pitch was delivered. And going over to third base is McLennan. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out here in the 9th. Ruska takes a little bit too high. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is chopped out to shortstop. Esparza will hold the runner at third and go to first for the out. So 1 out here, and that'll bring up James Foley, who came on to replace Luis Sanchez in the 6th inning and flied out in the 7th. So he is 0 for 1 so far in this one. Sanchez was 1 for 3. Foley, left-handed hitting catcher. Lorenzo Solaris will follow him. He hits a chopper over the mound. Esparza's right there again to first base for the out. So a couple of grounders to shortstop. 2 outs. Runner still at third base. And Lorenzo Solaris will be the hitter. He's been hit by a pitch. He's hit a sacrifice fly. He's flied to center and he's singled. So he is 1 for 2. He scored twice and driven in a run. The third baseman at 292 coming in, picked up his 9th run batted in with that sacrifice fly. Looking for number 10 right now with 2 outs, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch from Garrienti. 0-2 quickly on Lorenzo Solaris. He is 4 for 8 in this series. Fastball misses outside. Grant Fletcher behind the plate. Taryn Hollowell is out in center field for the Beavers. Or Teelan Hollowell, excuse me. Freshman. Taking over for Henry after he was pinch hit for in the 8th. Foul ball back to the screen. It'll be 1-2 again on Solaris. Westbrook and Garrienti, the only 2 pitchers for the Beavers in this one. As we said, Westbrook 6 2/3, and Joey took over with 2 outs in the 7th. Finished the 7th, pitched the 8th, and now here in the 9th. Just misses outside. Evens it up at 2-2. Hit high in the air to left center field. Hollowell's chasing it. Doesn't look like he's going to get there. And that'll be a one bounce up against the fence, and it's a double for Solaris. He gets himself another RBI, and it's now 10-4 Vikings. RBI number 10 for Solaris. He is at second base, and will bring up the shortstop, Elijah Scott. Sacrifice, grounded out, struck out, and then reached on an error back in the 8th inning when the Beavers committed 2 errors that helped the Vikings score 3 runs. A couple of doubles in this inning. McLennan scores his first run of the game. And here's Scott. Fastball is a little bit too high to the shortstop. 1 ball and no strikes. Nicholas Meadows, the second baseman, on deck. So the Beavers tied this one up at 4. But since then, it's been all Vikings. 2 in the 8th, or 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and then 1 here in the 9th. And Scott takes a strike. One ball and 1 strike on Elijah Scott. Half dozen runs batted in on the season for the shortstop. Takes that one outside for a ball. Fletcher holds it there as long as he can, trying to get the umpire to reconsider. Doesn't succeed. So it stays 2-1. Chopper. Shortstop Esparza's got a long throw, makes it easily for the 3rd out. So the Vikings score once. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's Diablo Valley 10, American River 4. got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares?
You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
just tweet it out and then don't
And
really
then run
respond.
away.
Yeah.
I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I don't
sound
know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'Cause
Generally,
I know
fine.
Again, you're a very bright guy. You
Yeah.
see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are
Top of the ninth inning, top of the order for the Beavers against Carson Downing, standing in line to get his first win of the season if he can close this one out, or the Vikings can anyway. He'll face Dylan Westbrook, Bryce Sabaki, and Jaden Reynolds. Westbrook 3 for 4 on the day, takes a strike. Singles in the third, fifth, and sixth. He scored a run. That was back in the fifth inning. Takes an off-speed pitch inside, 1-1. Downing thought he had himself a strike there. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Westbrook takes the fastball high and outside. So Dillon's ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Came in at .355 with 3 home runs and 30 runs batted in. And he is 3 for 4 here today. That one is in there for a strike call, 2-2. Bryce Sabaki to follow, and then Jaden Reynolds here in the top or bottom of inning number 9. Westbrook hits it high and deep to right field. McLennan giving chase, still giving chase, and that ball is out of here. Dylan Westbrook hits it out, his 4th hit of the day, his 4th home run of the season, and the Beavers close the gap to 10-5. Jumped all over the off-speed pitch, picked up his 31st run batted in and his 4th home run of the season. And that'll bring up Bryce Sabaki. Bryce has singled, grounded out twice, and struck out, so he is 1 for 4. And he is hit by that pitch. And he'll go down to first base and bring up Jaden Reynolds. That evens up the hit by pitch, 4 on each side. And here's Reynolds. He has walked, flied to center, and singled twice. Scored a run back in the 4th inning. .297 coming in for Jaden, the sophomore out of Bella Vista. He has 19 runs batted in and a home run. Line drive, base hit, right center field. Sabaki is going to round second. He'll make it to third easily. The throw will come in and be cut off at shortstop. Reynolds has another hit. That was a wicked-looking line drive that kind of moved around on Meadows and got its way into right center field, where it was cut on by Ragland and returned in. And now we're going to have a walk to the mound as the Beavers have scored a run and have 2 on with still nobody out here in the 9th inning. And we didn't see anybody warming up, although here comes a new pitcher for the Vikings. So we'll take a step away while we make the change here. We are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Beavers trailing at 10-5.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us to schedule your service today.
got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares?
You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
We are back in the bottom of the ninth. Our new pitcher is our old second baseman. That's Nicholas Meadows, making his 10th appearance. He's 2-1, 17 2/3 innings pitched, a 6.62 ERA. He also has a save. He'll face Lance Sabatke, who takes an off-speed pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Home run from Westbrook, hit by pitch, Bryce Sabatke, a single by Jaden Reynolds. So first and third, nobody out. Line drive up the middle. That's a solid base hit by Bryce Sabatke. Excuse me, Lance Sabatke. Getting my Sabatkes mixed up. It's an RBI single. The Beavers have put 2 up on the board here. Lance picks up RBI number 14. He's got 2 of them today, and that brings up Ryland Pope. Reynolds had to stop at second base. The Beavers have put up 2 runs on 3 hits here in the ninth. And Ryland Pope will be the hitter. He has singled twice, hit into a double play and struck out. So Ryland is 2 for 4. He's picked up 2. He's got 2 runners on. He needs at least 1 more base runner to bring the tying run up to the plate. Pope hits it down the first base line. That's a tough play. What a play at first base by Ruska, and flips it to Meadows covering. That's a huge play by Joey Ruska down at first base. And Pope is retired. If that gets by, that's at least a double for Pope and would bring the tying run up to the plate. But right now, it's second and third. Ramon Esparza is the hitter, but now it's going to be Jackson Nichols batting for Esparza. Ramon was 0 for 3 today with the hit by pitch, so he is replaced by Jackson Nichols. He hits a sharp grounder out to short. Under his glove in the center field, a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the second. There's no throw. The Beavers have scored 3 times in the inning. Make that 4 times in the inning. And they've cut it to 10-8. Nichols picks up a pair of runs batted in. That makes 19 for Jackson. And now we've got the potential tying run at the plate with 1 out in the 9th inning. And Jonas Diaz, the hitter. Four runs on 4 hits, and now that play by Ruska stands even bigger. Meadows delivers outside. Diaz is fielder's choice. He's been hit by a pitch. He has walked, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. Hits it down to third base. Kicks off the glove at third. Pick up, throw to first. Not in time. It'll be an error on Paredes at third base. He took over. Solaris moved to second. So now it is first and second, and that's going to bring up another pinch hitter, Cameron Johnson. Batting in the David Henry spot. So Johnson's up here. Now we're going to have another meeting at the mound. That was a very manageable ground ball down to third base. As Diaz ran it out very well. It was bobbled by Paredes down there. His throw was a little bit too high at first base. I think it was too late anyway. But the Beavers have scored 4 times. They have the tying run now at first base, and Cameron Johnson at the plate. Johnson has a home run. He's driven in 2 runs. He is 3 for 9 on the season. Meadows stays out on the mound. So Johnson up here against Meadows. Nichols at second. At first base is Jonas Diaz. Takes a breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1. Still just 1 out in the inning. And that was a great play by Ruska down at first base. 0-1 to Johnson. Swing and a miss. Grant Fletcher scheduled next for the Beavers. On the outside corner, no, off the outside corner, 1-2. Meadows thought he had that one right there. It was close. It is Fletcher in the on-deck circle. Breaking ball, line drive, center field. That's a base hit. Had to hold up, though, so we're going to have to hold the runner at third base. Johnson comes through with a single. 5th hit of the inning for the Beavers. Unfortunately, Nichols had to wait and make sure that was going to hit in front of Ragland. So he had to hold up, and he can only make it to third. The bases are loaded. Still just 1 out. Fletcher is the scheduled hitter. We're going to have a pinch hitter, though. It looks like Chris Cicchini. Let's see. We're going to have a runner as well. Looks like Eli Campbell's going to go run at first base for Cameron Johnson because that's the potential winning run over there. So Cicchini will be the hitter. So it's Cicchini at the plate. Base is loaded. He is 1 for 5 on the season. And he's up here against Meadows, 9th batter of the inning. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Dylan Westbrook, who started off with a home run, is on deck. Oh and 1 to Chris. Swing and a miss, another breaking ball from Meadows. 0-2. Activity in the pen for the Vikings. They have a right-hander throwing. The left-hander, Dylan Westbrook, is next. So 2 quick strikes on Cicchini. He dribbles 1 foul behind him. Fletcher 0 for 4 while he was in there. A couple of groundouts and a line out to second base. You're going to get time. Beavers have scored 4 times. They have the bases loaded. They trail by 2. Did he go? He did. Strike 3. So it's up to Westbrook, who's only pitched 6 2/3 innings and got 4 hits and hit a home run. Tegan Gonzalez is the right-hander warming up on the bullpen, but it's all up to Dylan Westbrook, who grounded out in the first inning back to the pitcher who ran over and tagged the bag himself. Single in the 3rd, single in the 5th, single in the 6th, and homer in the 9th. He's up here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Breaking ball misses outside. Bryce Sabatke on deck. It's all about Dylan Westbrook here. High and inside, 2-0. Might not want to give him anything to hit even though the bases are loaded. Up 2 with 2 outs. Westbrook came in at .355 on the season. 2-0 pitches outside, ball 3. Three balls, no strikes. Right down the middle, strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike on Dylan Westbrook. 3 hours and 3 minutes have come down to this pitch. High pop-up on the infield. Call for it is Scott, the shortstop. He makes the catch near the pitcher's mound, and that's the ball game. So Nicholas Meadows closed it out after a very agonizing wait for the Vikings fans. Beavers score 4 times in the 9th, but fall just a little bit short. Our final score, Diablo Valley wins it 10-8. They go on the season to 11-16 and 4-8 in conference play. Beavers fall to 11-14 and 4-6 We'll be back next Thursday for the Beavers' only home game against Santa Rosa. That's a 2 p.m. first pitch. Reminder, next Tuesday, we're on the air at 3 p.m. The Beavers take on Modesto, the ARC softball team over at Becky Russ Field. For Mark the Phantom Lowe and Riley the Engineer and the whole crowd up here in the press box, final score, Vikings 10, Beavers 8. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Lord, you know they made a fine connection. They love each other. Lord, you can see that it's true. Lord, you can see that it's true. Lord, you can see that it's true. He could pass his time around some other line, but you know he chose this place beside him.